For today's tone test video, we are going to check out this Marshall JCM800 Lead 1960B cabinet, which I believe originates from the late 80s. I opened it up and had a look, and it's got the white back Celestion G12T-75 speakers, which are, probably the most maligned Marshall speaker ever for various reasons. Mostly I would put down people on the internet kind of not getting how they're meant to sound. When we think about sort of classic Marshall tones, we often associate those tones with like greenback speakers, and greenbacks are great, I love them, but they do have tonal characteristics that if you're going from dialing in an amp for greenbacks and then plugging the same amp, and most guitar players, we tend to, we're like creatures of habit. We want to use the same settings a lot of the time. So rather than dialing the amp for the cabinet, a lot of people probably go to the same settings and go, oh man, the 75s, they sound scooped and they sound dark, and yeah, they're just not for me. Or way worse on the internet. A lot of people probably think these things just suck. But I think this cabinet sounds really, really great. I pulled it out of storage today. I'm using it with a DSL-50. I'm on the green channel at the moment, and I'm using this Greco also from the late 80s, like an EG800 or something. It's got a Gibson Dirty Fingers in the bridge position. And yeah, let's have a listen to some of the sounds, basically. I think if you dial these amps in for these speakers, they can sound fantastic, and a lot of classic tones that we love from the 80s especially have to do with the humble G12T-75. So let's check it out. I'm on the green channel just with a bit of crunch, and then I'll move over to the red channel. I'm just going to riff out, and of course, yeah, I'm miking it with an SM57, which is pointed at the dust cap. This is probably like, the most standard microphone position ever, so when you're listening, take into account the mic and the mic position. I wanted to do something that I imagine most sound guys would have been doing since these cabinets come out, which is grab a 57, chuck it on the dust cap, and go. It sounds like rock and roll. Let's have a listen. So that's the green channel. It's classic rock from the 80s for me. It's got that kind of nice, growly, low-mid thing that Marshalls have. And it does have the zing in there without being too ear-piercy. And for anybody out there worrying, I'm wearing plugs at the moment. Don't worry. I am pretty precious about my hearing, and I actually can't hear a lot at the moment. So I'm probably shouting at you. I apologize. Anyway, let's go to the red channel, lead one. good sounding speakers. G12T-75's rock, man, and they get a lot of hate, and I think a lot of people probably go for greenbacks or vintage 30s a lot of the time, because when you test these things, if you're testing them in a guitar store, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, the V30 has a bit more kind of presence and high end, which obviously the louder you go, the more that's going to be annoying. But yeah, I like these speakers. I think this cabinet sounds really good as well. If you can grab one of these 1960B cabinets from the 80s, there's a really nice thud to it, and it's not too woofy or anything like that. And yeah, that's the G12T-75 in a Marshall 412. Gets a lot of hate, probably doesn't deserve it. The Marshall JCM800 DSL, underrated Marshall, probably my favorite Marshall ever, and this whole combination sounds really killer, I think. And yeah, this was just kind of a video for no reason other than I had this gear out and wanted to showcase it. So if you guys enjoyed it and you want to see more of these videos, leave a comment, let me know. If you're gigging with any cabinet with 75-watt Celestions in it, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Maybe some more riffs first.